If your business made $1 million this year, would you automatically be wealthy? Or would you just be generating revenue? Because those are not the same thing, and that misunderstanding destroys more entrepreneurs than failure ever will. Most businesses don't collapse because they didn't make money. They collapse because they didn't control the system that made it. And if you don't understand that difference, you can end up like Toni Braxton. Over 60 million records sold, multiple Grammy Awards, global tours, international recognition. One of the most recognizable voices of the 1990s. 2 bankruptcies. Let that sit. 60 million records. 2 bankruptcies. This isn't about celebrity drama. This is about structure. And if you're building a small business right now, this story is about you. Toni Braxton became dominant in an era where album sales meant something. Physical CDs, radio dominance, television exposure, international tours. She wasn't just successful, she was culturally embedded. From the outside, it looked like permanent wealth being built in real time. But in 1998, at the height of her success, she filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Then again, in 2010, 2 bankruptcies, in a career most people would describe as iconic. So what actually happened? Early in her career, Toni Braxton signed with a major record label. Like most entrepreneurs starting out, she partnered with infrastructure she did not control. The label provided distribution, marketing budgets, radio access, video production, international reach, capital in the form of advances. Now here's the part most people misunderstand. An advance is not income. It feels like income. It spends like income. It supports a lifestyle like income. But it is a loan against projected future earnings. Every dollar fronted is tracked. Recording budgets? Recoupable. Producers? Recoupable. Marketing campaigns? Recoupable. Tour support? Recoupable. Video production? Recoupable. Everything is deducted before profit flows to the artist. Which means this: even if the album generates millions, you are not first in line. The system is. Now let's translate that into your world. You start a business, you take out funding, you use credit to scale, you hire agencies, you lease office space, you run paid ads, revenue grows, but before you pay yourself, everyone else gets paid. The lender, the landlord, the marketing platform, the software subscriptions, the contractor, the fulfillment center. You are last. That's not ownership, that's participation. And participation is fragile. Toni Braxton generated massive revenue, but she wasn't positioned at the top of the stack. The label owned the masters. The label controlled distribution. The label controlled accounting. The label controlled long-term royalties. The label controlled the compounding asset. She controlled performance. They controlled equity. And equity is what compounds. Income does not compound. Assets compound. This is where the once philosophy becomes real. It's not about having your name on everything. It's about controlling the structure underneath it. Toni appeared to own success, but she did not control the machine. And when you don't control the machine, your income is exposed. In 1998, despite multi-platinum success, she publicly stated that after contractual deductions and obligations, she had very little retained wealth. Think about that gap. The world sees wealth. The contracts see recoupment. The world sees celebrity. The accounting sees priority payout structures. The world sees permanence. The structure reveals volatility. And here's the psychological layer most entrepreneurs ignore. When income rises quickly, lifestyle adjusts immediately. Bigger home, higher expenses, bigger team, higher visibility, higher expectations. But if retained earnings don't match public perception, you build your lifestyle on unstable ground. That is not a celebrity issue. That is a founder issue. Fast growth startups collapse all the time. Revenue spikes, overhead spikes, margins shrink, control weakens, fragility increases. Now fast forward to 2010, second bankruptcy, medical complications from lupus, real estate downturn, divorce, touring expenses. But here's the deeper entrepreneurial lesson. If your income depends entirely on your effort, if revenue stops when you stop, if your business collapses without your daily presence, you don't own an asset. You own a job, even if it's your own business. Structure absorbs disruption. Income does not. If you get sick, what happens? If your biggest client leaves, what happens? If your ad account gets shut down, what happens? If a platform changes policy, what happens? If funding dries up, what happens? That's the stress test of control. Most entrepreneurs focus on revenue. Very few focus on stack position. Stack position determines who gets paid first, who owns the asset, who controls leverage, who retains equity. Where are you positioned? At the top collecting or in the middle distributing? Because participation looks powerful until pressure hits. If you build on platforms but don't own your audience, you are participating. If one client controls most of your revenue, you are participating. If vendors must be paid before you can pay yourself, you are participating. If your margins disappear when costs rise, you are participating. If the system can replace you easily, you are participating. Toni Braxton was the visible engine, but she did not control the invisible architecture. And architecture creates permanence. Revenue is motion. Ownership is gravity. Revenue moves. Ownership anchors. Toni had motion. That's the difference. And here's the nuance. This isn't about villainizing labels. Labels invest capital. They assume risk. They build infrastructure, but they sit at the top of the stack. And if you don't understand where you sit, you confuse revenue with wealth. And that confusion is expensive. Later in her career, Toni Braxton became more aware, more protective, more selective. But most people study structure after damage. That's expensive tuition. The O.N.C.E philosophy flips that. Build control first, then scale income. Build architecture first, then build visibility. Because visibility without control creates exposure, and exposure without leverage creates volatility. Here's the real question. If your business doubled tomorrow, would your retained wealth double, or would your expenses? If revenue stopped for 90 days, would you still be stable or exposed? If your main platform removed you, would you still control your audience? If your biggest client disappeared, would your cash flow survive? If you stepped away for 60 days, would income continue? That's control. If the system pays you last, you don't control it. If the system owns the asset, you don't control it. If the system can function without you, but you cannot function without it, you don't control it. Income feels powerful. Control is powerful. Income builds lifestyle. Control builds permanence. Toni Braxton had global income, but she did not control the machine that produced it. And when pressure hit, the structure revealed itself. The lesson is not about music. It is about leverage. It is about stack position. It is about structural awareness. If you're building something right now, don't just chase revenue. Chase control. Move higher in the stack. Own the back end. Own the contracts. Own the distribution. Own the equity layers. Control the leverage. Because the difference between temporary success and durable wealth is structure. Most people only understand that after loss. You don't have to. If you want to learn how to build structural control into your business from the beginning, how to move from income to ownership, how to stop participating and start positioning, the free school community breaks these principles down step by step. Because this isn't about celebrities. It's about whether your income is protected or rented.